Welcome everyone to the month of September. For those in Australia, we are welcoming spring, and today we are welcoming in the universe's personal message for you for this month. We have 5 choices here. We've got the wisdom of the oracle deck. We've got wisdom of the hidden realms. We have also got the Greek mythology deck, the secret language of animals, and the Viking Oracle. So there are 5 beautiful choices for you today, with the blue laced agate, the Rutilated Quartz, the Citrine, the Goldstone, and the Vesuvianite. So it is up to you what you feel is calling out to you today. You might want to take a deep breath, allow yourself a few seconds, and then choose whichever calls out to your heart. That will be your guide today. Have you made your choice? Well, go on ahead, find the right timing, and I'll see you there. So, group 1, you have come in to choose the wisdom of the oracle and guided by the blue laced agate. And the blue laced agate is a beautiful blue crystal with white streaks running through it. It is working along with the throat chakra and helps in areas of communication, speech, and a personal courage behind your words. Wonderful choice. Let's pop it back in here and let's have a look. So for the month of September, let's have a glimpse into what's happening for you this month, what developments are working ahead in terms of your energy, and what you can be proactive about. So let's see what we have in store. We've got the Observer, right? And this month it is a time of watching for you, and it is a time to take things slow and not be as active as you're used to. And that is because, looking at the second card here, you are in a time of consideration. You are reconciling with many parts of yourself, your values, your beliefs. And it is time sometimes to step back and have a look at what you've done so far, and has it aligned with your values and your ethics. You don't always have to be in action. Sometimes you do have to pull back, recoup, and reconsider it. Beautiful. And of course, it is, what are you considering, right? It is looking towards the values that reflect deeply in your heart. And if the last month, the actions that you have committed are a reflection of what you truly believe in terms of love, how you feel connected to others, and how you find bits of yourself in people that you meet and interact with. Even if you are in lockdown, it means also not just the physical, but the emotional interactions that reveal to you, why have I spoken with this person? Why do I keep connected with this person? And does that echo what's within my heart? Are all the relationships that I am in, that I am connected with, reflecting on the values that I harbor deep within? Or am I just sitting with them out of obligation? So it really is some deep questions to be asking, and reevaluating the relationships that are around you, and understanding and really being critical of all the connections you have, and if they are your kindred spirits in one way or the other. And in life, we don't always have something so deeply in common with someone else. That's granted. You'll have different levels of connection with different people, but they have to at least be enough for you to feel as if they align with your life. Let's have a look what else is there. We've got the Victorian Romantic Tarot as its beautiful partner for today. And right, the reason why we're having a little bit of this recoup is the fact that the Empress energy is lingering near. Last month has been a very nervous one for you, and as we all know, a lot of energies like that, nervousness and anxiety, they do get in the way of our creative energy and our determination and speed towards our goals. So having this time to look back, having this time to reconsider, and have a think about the values that you have will help in healing your energy, in bringing back that creativity that did come to you quite easily even months before this. Instead, it had been replaced by a kind of paranoia, by a kind of looking back, being overprotective. There are some levels of healthiness when it comes to protecting yourself, but this has become bordering on paranoia, right? You want to get through your goals, you want to get through with your projects, but you can't do so running just on nervous energy. We have to bring in the creative, abundant energy that is healthy for you. It comes not as quickly, but it is very natural and very much fertile, right? What else is in your situation here? The Knight of Swords. Do you know what? In the next few months, it will be very busy in so many areas of your life, and that includes your love life, and that also includes challenges that you look upon at work. And look at this, it's not even reversed. These are all healthy challenges that are meant to get you to use your skills and energy in fruitful ways. So, looking at that Knight of Swords energy, there'll be so many tasks to take care of in the next few months, especially going towards Christmas or Yule also. So you have responsibilities at work, which they will be kind of swamping you. And you have some responsibilities towards yourself in the relationship sector, in your love life, in showing love also to yourself. That when I say relationship, I also mean relationship with yourself. So you'll have tasks across all these areas. And it's really important that you put your energy first so that you are ready for that time. And the cards, the universe, recognize that you are nervous, and they don't want you to continue moving on with that kind of energy. They want you to find your strength and your determination from within you in an abundant place that is supported. All right? And then you can get on with this. You can get on with a flurry. After this month where you're having some reconsidering to do, you're having some healing and some waiting, right? You are watching over so many aspects of your life, then you'll be ready to jump in to these tasks. It's very important to have a look at this spread. In a sense, the amount of green that's coming through, there is growth that is waiting for you to develop. Right now, it could be a little bit frustrating to be stuck in the mental space and being forced to stop. And if you take note of that little journal there, perhaps it is a time for you to pick up somewhere to write, even if it is something digital like your laptop or a notes, to start thinking about your values, or consult them again if you've written them down, and compare them with every aspect of your life. And looking to the future as well. Looking is still an action. You may not be acting in the outward way that you expected, that you're used to, which is a lot more physical and fast, but you are still acting in some way. You are comparing, you are judging, in a healthy way, of course. And of course, the cards here are also encouraging you, while you're doing this, to look into the future, even further ahead, years from now. That is also a value within you. What you aspire to do much, much farther away from now is also a value. It doesn't just mean what you believe now, but what direction you're wanting to head to, and who do you want to take with you there? Really, it is that bigger question. Are all the relationships you're having now, the connections and people you have in your life, are they the people you want on your ship, like your crew, in a more equal way, of course? Are they the crew that you want to come with you when you're heading towards this journey in this direction? Are they the ones who are going to support and encourage you and be healthy? Or should they be a little bit distant from you? Because all they're doing is inspiring is this nervousness. It's inspiring this overprotective and defensiveness around you, right? It may be tempting right now, group 1, to just jump into it. There's tasks to do. Why don't I just do it today? Let's reflect first. And let's have a think about what direction, what values, and what responsibilities will they translate to after this. So group 1, just as a quick summary, reevaluate right now. Know that there's creativity coming in that has to replace this nervous energy, and that it is preparing you for the next few months, so that when it gets busy, when you have responsibilities in every corner of your life, you are ready for it with energy that comes from a healthy, creative place that is fertile, that is sure, and that is aligned very closely with their goals. This is a wonderful Group 1, and I'm wishing you the best for September. Hello there, Group 2. You've picked the Oracle of the Hidden Realms and the Rutilated Quartz. Look at this. Look at that shine. The Rutilated Quartz actually works for all chakras. It is, in general, a booster of energy. So if you're tuning in a specific type of energy, the Rutilated Quartz makes it come a bit stronger and faster. It is a stone of self-reliance and determination, just to boost you towards where you want to be and what you want to achieve. How beautiful. So let's have a look for September, Group 2. Let's shuffle this through and let's get started. I missed this deck. I haven't actually read with this deck in a while. I'm feeling very nostalgic. Look at that. Oh, we've got the Dream Walker. Interesting. So this will be a month full of intuitive energy for you. You'll be having a lot of dreams, having a lot of messages. So don't be worried. Even if you don't normally get a lot, this is just the time that you are very receptive and there is a lot of energy around you that allows for those messages to come in. So don't be concerned. It is just a month of sensitive, high energy. So do pay attention to the symbols that have been coming into your dreams, symbols that you are repeatedly seeing when you are awake, and put them all together towards a message, or perhaps the identity of something that is trying to reach for you for the good. Though it is just a time of interlevel communication. So you're finding that you're not just communicating with other people like you, there's also communication from other beings, levels and planes, and it's wonderful, if not a little bit overwhelming at times. So let's have a look what else is happening. Oh, the Spiral Dancer. Oh, there we go. And look at that perception, and look at that insight that you're coming through. It is, I will love to say that these messages that are coming in will also be contributing to your personal practice. They're going to give you some really fresh ideas and energy to try something new in your spirituality. Perhaps it's a new way to be offering, a new way to be connecting and communicating. So there is a hint to all of this, and it all comes together not just for a personal message, but also to suggest some new avenues for you to power up your strength and energy and feel even more connected to all realms. It is. Look at that. It does look quite playful. And all those colors in between. Perhaps you'll be making some new connections as well with some presences that you may not have had so much communications before. Everyone has their spirit guides and their influences. That is a bit of a stability in their life. But every now and then it happens. You will make contact and get to know others as well who are just dropping by, saying hi, taking a momentary interest, and that's fine. It's like how you meet people across the street and have wonderful little conversations. So prepare yourself for that. Let's have a look here. We've got the Metal King. Wow, what a contrast. So there will be two phases for you this September, Group 2. You'll be having a very dreamy, intuitive, receptive phase in which you get to experiment and communicate, but then you've got the Metal King coming in. It is somewhat similar to Group 1. Then from that inspiration, from that phase of creativity, then comes a strong phase of action. Perhaps the messages that you gain from here and from those who you communicate with will enlighten you to some of the boundaries that you draw between the different areas of your life. Where does work end and the rest of your life begin? Right? Where does one relationship end and another start? So perhaps this is a bit of a solution. Overall, it all comes together as a bit of a solution, because I'm picking up in the last few months, group 2, that many parts of your life have started to, I would even say, mold together. They've started blurring in, and you're not quite sure how to draw the line so that every week, every day, you're living it with very clear categories and lines between these different areas. Perhaps you're having your friendships running their course, but at the same time taking some of your personal time. And that happens sometimes, and we just have to reel ourselves back in. It doesn't mean these friendships are not good, or relationships of some kind, perhaps your relationship with work, or even those that you know very well. It doesn't mean that it's bad, but sometimes we just lose track of where they creep into in our lives. So perhaps there are these lines that need to be drawn, and you'll be getting these experiences and knowledge from these influences. It's actually quite lovely, right? Our partner for today is a beautiful deck. It is the Accurate AF Tarot. Now, I'm not going to swear today, so I'm going to keep that PG. Here it is, so beautiful. Let's have a look. What else can September reveal for us? Ah, nearly a jumper there. You know my tendency to drop cards. Alrighty, let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Let's move that around. Seems that it may need a little more shuffling. And voila. Let's have a look and see what's happening here. We've got, this is the Hermit in reverse. I see. All right, let me explain that in a moment. We've got the Four of Rings, or this is the Four of Pentacles, and in reverse, and the Three of Wands. That is very future oriented. But let's look at the Hermit in reverse first. This is a message. I know there are times in our lives where we do have that hermit energy, and we need to seclude ourselves. We need to be a bit more isolated to hear ourselves better. And group 1 did have a similar message to that, but not this time. With the Dream Walker and the Spiral Dancer, the universe is calling you to be receptive, but still be out there and involved in the rest of the world. So involve yourselves in all planes, including the physical one, with everything and everyone that you know already. Just stay out there. There's no reason to pull yourself back or sequester yourself. Look at that. We're getting into the deep vocabulary here. There's no reason to sequester yourself. In fact, compare the messages and energies that you get from people around you and those trying to make contact with you on a different plane. Compare them. Learn from them. And look at that Four of Pentacles as well in reverse. So this is the time to also get yourself physically moving. So it is an involvement on all levels. So while you're receptive and you're intuitive, you're still keeping active. Perhaps get some extra exercise in there. Get yourself out there in nature and really feel connected to in and out. Don't draw yourself back. And in that Three of Wands energy, from all of this, you'll get the inspiration for plans that you want to make moving forward. I think in the last month or so, group 2, it's been very difficult for you to see the future ahead. And no one can really blame you for that. It's been difficult seeing what will be coming in because everything still keeps getting interrupted. And so you need some ideas and some inspiration as well as some motivation to see what else could there be ahead. And that question will be answered for you. So let's have a look. What else is there? We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, nice and slow, I suppose. Looking at that progress. The answers won't come in a day, but they will come, so don't be discouraged. We've got the King of Rings, or the King of Pentacles, and the Dawn of... That is a lot of earthy energy. So it is a general message for you to keep grounded, group 2. Not speedy, not flighty, and not rushing into things. You have some plans to make. You have some ideas to gather. But that's all right. You can take it slow. And look at the King of Pentacles. He is confident in what he has. He's confident in knowing that his plans will eventually come to action. They're there. They may not be going at the speed that a lot would prefer, but he is just holding them close, and he'll spring into action when he needs to. So just remember that, group 2, and look at that. It's not even the time to begin those plans yet. You must absorb first, compare, right? Evaluate, and then draw the boundaries. Then you can move forward and get back into the jam again. Get back into the jam. What is that? So, group 2, as a quick summary, this will be an intuitive time for you on all levels. You're meant to get involved, connect and communicate with the different planes and levels, including the spiritual, as well as the physical and the people around you already. Don't sequester yourself, keep yourself open, and be ready to understand and receive insight on how you can draw better boundaries between the different areas of your life. And then, once that is set and healthy for you, you are ready to go back on the path and resume your plans. This is just a brief interlude, so to say. And then, do not worry, you'll be back on track. Wonderful. Have a great September, group 2. Hello there, group 3. Hi. We've picked such a warm pair. We've got the Citrine and the Greek mythology cards. Really, that's what they're called, the Greek mythology cards. Let's have a look at the Citrine. You know what I like to call Citrine? Vitamin C in a crystal. It is positivity, it is growth, it is base chakra energy that is serving you up. The Citrine is really for anybody who needs a bit of a whoop and a push up towards their energy. Really, it supports most things, but it is there to add some brightness and positivity. That's so lovely. Let's reveal the Greek mythology cards. Now, some of you would know that I did specialize in ancient history, specifically Greek, Roman, and some Egyptian areas. So it is very interesting for me to be reading a Greek mythology deck because I do have a really strong connection, and a lot of my patron gods and goddesses are from the Greek pantheon. I am a practicing Hellenist, so that's a bit of fun fact for you. So there's a bit of a connection here. I almost forgot. Hello. So, I don't know why I did that. But let's have a look. We've got the Icarus and inexperience. Whoa. That's really humbling really quickly, group 3. But I think this month you're going to hit a little bit of a, I would say a little bit of a challenge that you may not be equipped for. And that's fine. Doesn't everyone go through that every now and then? And I know that group 3, your first instinct is to push against the wall, resist, and try again. But there is a healthier way to try again, and that involves pulling back, not getting reckless, and studying what you need to study and coming back in. Doesn't mean that you're not trying again now that you're giving up. There is a timely way to give up, right? Wasn't that saying that if you find 1,000 ways to change a light bulb and only one of them works, then that's what matters. And that's fine. There was no time specification for that. So if you feel like you're already getting worn down and you're getting stressed out, moving through this challenge, pull back. It's okay to figure out and take some time to figure out what you're going to do next. That is totally all right. Let's see who is coming up next for us. We have the Morai, or the future. They are the weavers in Greek mythology. They know they're called the fates also. And so, in a sense, the Morai is saying that you're not meant to move through this right now. It can be difficult to hear for some, but you need to be taking more time towards this goal, towards this next thing that you're aiming for. There needs to be not only some study and some practice, but the timing isn't quite right yet. And don't worry, they have decided the right timing for this to work. You just have to be patient and persistent in the learning process. And you might have to go back again more than once. And that's fine. But you're learning every time that you fail. And not even failure. Maybe you just didn't learn enough the first time. So you go back and learn some more. And that's fine. Let's have a look what else is here as well. We've got Tiki. Kiki is, see, is that not so encouraging? The goddess of fortune herself is with you. So really, this tells me, this paints a picture for me, group 3, that you are really starting to lose some nerve and confidence in all of this, because, not to blame you at all, in this situation it does feel like that. From where you're standing, it feels kind of hopeless and unsure. And of course you would. That's totally expected. So just remember that what you see right now is just what you see, right? You are looking within the short term and in the present. You're not seeing that there is a planned victory and a turn in the tide that's going to benefit you, because it's not here right now. And really, a lot of things work like that from where you are standing and in the context that you know. That's what it seems like. So broaden your horizons, understand and have faith that there is more out there, that there is more coming your way that is meant to help you. You just can't see it yet. And at least, I guess, try to look ahead, I suppose. Our partner today for this deck is the Everyday Tarot. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, dropping cards again. Shall I add a counter once more? So let's see what they are saying for today. We've got the King of Swords in reverse. Look at that. And the Lovers. Beautiful. And the Two of Cups. Now, the fact that the Lovers and the Two of Cups are such similar cards and that they're there, this is a story of connection. In this goal that you have, that you're trying again and again, your instinct is to grasp that King of Swords, almost tyrannical energy, and control. Do it again. Pull the right strings, and I'm sure if you pull it right this time that it will all go fine. But not really. This is meant to be a different energy and tone, which is why you're pulling back and learning again. You know why you're learning? You're reestablishing the connection and the love that you have for this goal. Because somewhere along the way, you just started pursuing this because you could. And that you knew and you were looking forward to the pride of having achieved this. And pride can be good in some amounts. But remember that you began this journey out of love, out of connection, out of that deep bond of what this stands for, what you're going through right now. You're reaching far, but it was from the best of intentions. So don't let this be about achievement. Yes, I said it. Don't let it be about achievement. Let it be about a fulfillment of love and passion and connection for this goal. Because you're meant to intertwine with it, not just use it to achieve something. Goals, directions, have energy, like everything else in the universe. It needs to be treated like it exists, because it does also. So you must respect and connect with it like a fellow living being. A goal is just not, it's just not written words on a paper or numbers in a bank account. It is alive. So remember that. Let's have a look what else is there for September. Oh, getting so heavy in here. All right. Oh, the Wheel of Synchronicity. Really? Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune. All right. They spin the threads of faith. And so the Wheel of Fortune is a very similar concept. And look at the Six of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles here. This is a story of the connection to your childhood. I see now where the nerves are coming from and where the hesitance to stop and to pause and to relearn comes from. Because when you were young, you were put under a lot of pressure. That if you didn't learn something enough, you didn't do something quickly enough, that you'd be punished or seen as lesser, even if you achieve the goal. Well, as a bit of a healthy reminder here, know that the same judgments don't have to apply to you again. Those were their standards. Those were how they saw life should be and how goals should be attained. But even you are the ultimate master behind what and how you achieve your goals, in what pace you will do them. At the end of the day, It's just for you. So recognize and accept that connection to your childhood, right? Some of the deep-seated beliefs that came out of having too much expected of you. And with that Wheel of Fortune there, it's telling you you can turn it around. You can take your fates, your judgment, and ultimately what you will judge from your achievement and how you did it will just be coming from here, from you. So take that into your hands, release some of those connections to the past. So group 3, this will be a time where you'll actually have to stop and go back and retry something many times and relearn it before you achieve it. The right timing for success will come even if it's not now. It has been planned for you, right? If you work alongside it well and accept it, then it will work in your fortunes. Don't give in to the tyrannical instincts to just control and achieve for pride. Find the connection again. Love the goal. Connect with the goal. Treat it as an equal, right? And let go of those bonds to the past that elicits those feelings of control and nervousness if you are not achieving something in a very specific way. Remember, at the end of the day, the judge, the person who appraises it all, ultimately, really, it's just you. You enjoy September, group 3. Well, hello there, group 4. You've picked yet another golden couple. We've got the secret language of animals and the Goldstone. Look at that. Look at those flecks. See how they glimmer in the light? Those are copper flecks. So there's different types of Goldstones. And this one in particular is the sacral chakra and root chakra focused Goldstone. It is a warrior stone. It is fierce. And it is meant to help you gain the courage and bravery that you have to make a stand. Wow! I think it matches very well. So let's have a look and see what's going on here for September group 4. Let's have a look. And hear the messy shuffling of cards. Did you know that I've actually used this deck to read for children? They've also learned how to read this deck with me. I used to teach children how to read oracle cards, and I still hope to in the future. But it's such a colorful, intuitive deck, and it works so well with the young ones. What have we got? The giant panda. The innocence, gentleness, harmony, and balance. And look at that. It is a bit of a time of tranquility and everything setting back in its normal place. That's wonderful. Let me expand on that in a second. We've got the salmon as well. You know what I like about fish when they come up in readings as symbols? They are so, I would even say, they're not juxtaposed, but they are everything at once. Let me explain that. They are schools and in groups and work in harmony, but at the same time, they're independent. They're still swimming in their own space. They're not necessarily linked to different fish. They're in schools because they want to be, right? I would say so. Biologists, please don't hate me. But in a way, they're still swimming in the water without really holding anyone else's hand or fin, so to say, at least when they're adults. So they're determined. They're a group, but they're individual. And they swim in the water with so much grace and power, but at the same time allow the water and that intuitive energy to guide them along. So they're still letting the universe guide them and going with the flow, but still presenting their own strength in that space. So wonderful. It is that polarity. And we've got Gaia, the Earth Mother. Once again, we even have more messages of harmony and everything coming together as they're meant to. And look at that. This is beautiful, good, karmic balance, in a sense that the things that you were waiting for to come through, to reward you and to move into place, they will. And they want you to challenge yourself by becoming this polarity of that salmon. Know when it's time to just enjoy the fruits of your labor, to appreciate those blessings, but at the same time, know to create your own space. Come to understand the intuitive strength that you have, as well as the universe's. So it's quite lovely, and it brings about all these blessings and fruition. Let's have a look at the partner deck we've got today, the Golden Tarot. Such a medieval style deck. It's quite lovely. It is a little bit gloomy at times, I would say, but tickles the historian in me. Can't resist, really. So, let's have a look. We've got the Sun. Wow. The Sun is in reversed here, right? It is, oh, look at that similarity. Look at that synchronicity, right? We've been having quite a few. And it's all these blessings that are coming around. September, group 4. This is a time to be gathering those rewards. Really, I have to say that twice, right? There's so much in store there for you. And the Sun being in reverse just means there's a bit of a delay. So don't expect it in the first week of the month. Let it ride out. And, you know, rather than getting one big thing, what about getting lots of little things through every single week of this month? That's beautiful. Right, it's that gradual release. And the Magician. Oh, are you ready to learn? Right, so with this newfound energy, benefits, and things coming into place, your stresses are lessened, and therefore you have the space and the energy to pick up something and learn and to master. And to be kind of caught up in the awe of it all, really. It's quite lovely. And really, for a moment there, you'll be scattered. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to look into this, I'm going to research that. And don't worry, it's a beautiful kind of chaos. It's a beautiful kind of mess. And you're just letting your energy take you where it needs to take you and to satisfy your curiosities. Don't worry, you'll become more focused as time comes. But for now, you are having a time. Right? What else is there? We've got the 8 of Coins in reverse. Okay, so this is not the time to be putting step by step towards a goal or the next thing. This is just meant to be exploring, enjoying, and letting the moment take you. That's why the salmon is there as well. It's that watery reminder of you'll get to be where you need to be in time. But really enjoy when something is being given to you. Don't get blindsided by, but I must do this now. This needs to be done right now. No, it's not as urgent as you may think. And really enjoy this time of wonder and learning, because it has been overdue for you and you're meant to enjoy and loosen up a little, I suppose. And that Queen of Wands in reverse as well. Look at that. Oh, the 3 of Swords in reverse. Wow. And Judgment. Yes, this is arming you for that energy release, right? In the past, especially the last few months, it has been painful for you. Things that you invested in so heavily before, you know, even especially relationships, and reminders and echoes of those past relationships are still there. And really, you've taken it with pride. You know, you've seen it as a personal failure. And perhaps to some extent, you are one party of it. There is a kind of failure there. But it's time to start moving from that regret and start looking at it almost in a way that is, yeah, look at that Judgment there. There is a kindness in tough love. But one of the things that really happens here when we are moving through these different types of relationships, we do tend to dwell on the emotional side of things too long for the sensation of feeling these emotions. When at some point there is a right timing to, you know what, all right, what's the main lesson from this? Let's pick it up, write it down, let's acknowledge it, and then let's close the book and put it away. There is a time for that past to be put where it belongs. And I know that sounds harsh. You're just dismissing it. You're getting one thing out of it and you're leaving. But have you not lingered on it long enough? You deserve to be putting your energy to enjoying these new things and benefits that are coming your way. Look at it. It's fruitful. It's bright. And it's all for you. So really, tidy up this last bit. Look at those pains again from way before. Pull out the most important and useful thing from it, then close the book. There's no need to go over these sensations again, because guess what? There's a better sensation right here, and it's even being released to you gradually so that you have more to enjoy over time, right? Sometimes we become so focused on what the next thing is, and we forget to enjoy something that we are being given right now, right? We're just head down, let's do it. Have a think about it. How many times in your life has there been something so lovely, but you just didn't quite see it then. You were too busy, and you missed the opportunity to just have fun, to become curious, to learn, and to master. Right? We all think that it all goes like this. No. That's why we call it the tree of life. It branches. Sometimes you get a little bit distracted and you go there and then you come back. You go and grow elsewhere, but you're still growing. The sooner that you understand that, the easier it will be for you when you embrace that flow in your life. You know when to join the school and when to go off on your own. It makes it so much easier for you. See, look at that panda. They know right now it's time to stop. It's time to enjoy and just take it in. And that's fine. And perhaps this is a skill that you need to learn again, group 4. So remember, now is a fruitful time coming to you of blessings that you are due. So enjoy it. Enjoy as it gradually comes into your life. Let the curious, bright energy of it lead you along wherever it may be. And don't be too linear. Look at the pains that have been there from the past. Pull out the most useful thing from it. And then let it be. Let it be so you can enjoy this present. Wonderful group 4. I hope you have a wonderfully warm September. Welcome, group 5. You have picked the Viking Oracle and the Vesuvianite. Look, I really just felt it was a wonderful combination. It just called out to me for them to be brought together. And the Vesuvianite, let's have a nice, quick, close look. The Vesuvianite is a somewhat rare crystal that works along with your heart chakra. It is there to reduce your feelings of self-restraint, so unhealthy self-restraint, in a way that you're holding yourself back for things that are good for you, and also releasing negativity. It is a powerful stone that's helping you to release what challenges and holds you back from becoming and fighting for your authentic self. Wonderful. I just love how deep this green is. It's so deep. It's so vibrant. I really like it. So let's have a look and read through the Viking Oracle. Now here's something I'm going to say. The Viking world, the Norse world, is so, I would say, underpresent. Is that a word? It's not as prevalent as I would like in the spiritual world. Most people don't notice it or haven't given it as much attention, but there's so much there. The runes, right? Viking stories and the threads they weave. It's wonderful. So have a look into it if you're really drawn to this set. Let's have a look at the Viking Oracle. We've got Sowulo. Now, Sowulo is actually a rune. So Sowulo stands for the rays of the sun. It is strength, it is brightness, and it is positivity. So remember now, as we're coming up on spring, to harness the sun's energy. This is almost more of a literal advice for you. Walk out there, take in the sun's energy, and with sunscreen, please. You're in Australia, especially if you are here in Australia. Put yourself into that bright space and gain energy from it. A lot of people in the spiritual world, they love talking about the moon and the moon's intuitive energy. Sure, of course it is. But don't forget the sun does too, right? It brings about an inner strength and a bravery and the feeling that you're supported and blessed. All right, so get some time with the sun. Literally, this is the advice. Get some time with the sun and meditate with it in a safe way, obviously. And you have Kenaz. Oh, and you know why? You know why? So Kenaz is yet another rune. Kenaz is talking about the opening, the crack. And though, yeah, of course, when you say crack, you think of something being broken. But let's say it's something breaking open, all right? And there are some creative ideas that are under the surface, waiting to come out for you to start on your journey. It is a bit of inspiration coming from a place of hardship and discomfort. Just when you thought, oh, this sucks to deal with, something strikes you like a ray of light. And that sun's energy will support you going through. That's wonderful. So yeah, just out of that darkness, we're coming out of winter here. We are embracing coming into the light accepting the discomfort for that creative spark of energy. That is Kenneth, growing from your wounds. Then we have the Well of Word. Now, word itself is actually a rune, but here's the funky thing. Word is not, how do I say this? It's not visible. There is no symbol for word. It is part of the runes, but it is a blank. It is a blank slate. And the word means, some people do posit that it could be the origins of the word weird, but not related to the modern meaning in any way. But word is that unknown. You don't know what's going to come out of there. And in a way, that keeps you on your toes, you know? So there's a new journey coming ahead for you that is something that you might not necessarily expect, right? But it is creative. It is full of will and determination. And when you get this card or when you get this rune, just know there is no way to know exactly what it is going to be. But just be ready, embrace your creative fire, get yourself supported, because it is going to be a ride, right? And you know, the word is definitely a challenge that it thrives on mystery, but it is for the better. It challenges you to be better. The only somewhat frustrating part about it to some people is the mystery. Because you want to know, why else are you looking at cards and you're listening to insights or reading for yourself or with me? Really, think about it. But it's so interesting that this comes up, especially in the reading with runes or runic cards and Viking topics, because the word is literally saying, you are not meant to know, so leave it be to the mystery that it is. It's kind of sassy for a comeback, hey? All right, let's have a look. Our partner deck today is the Harmonious Tarot. So lovely. It is combining a slightly, I would even say, Victorian style, herbal influence imagery. So you'll see what I mean. So we've got the High Priestess. Wow, I love that. The High Priestess, the King of Swords, and Justice in reverse. Now this is going to be not only a really strong time for you, but there will be deities trying to contact you. Yes, there will be messages coming in from much higher than you are. That's why Suilu is there. It is the sun. It is the sun's energy, the connection to up there. So you will receive messages where you normally would not. So be open and be aware. There are specific signs that they are sending you, and they are the incendiary to your ideas. So stay strong in them, and the King of Swords is there to also encourage you to express those ideas. So once you have those messages, write them down, express them, and put them into action. Make them your own. The reason why Justice in reverse is there, it's also acknowledging that these last few months have been kind of dark for you. It has been a bit more bland, or it's not having as much progress as you would originally like. And that's fine, because now we're getting the ball rolling. Oh yes. So don't be afraid of that. And the Justice in reverse is also, it's not just a change in the energy around you from, moving from the darker and colder to the light, but you must also be responsible for bringing yourself from that space, priming yourself to be in these new conditions in which you are supported and you're receiving these messages, you're being inspired. It's your responsibility in Justice to be a receiver of that too, to put yourself in that open space. Let's see what we have here. We've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. Oh, we did get that earlier, didn't we? Did we? I'm not sure. And the Seven of Cups in reverse. Oh, look at that. I have some comments for this. And the Hierophant. Okay. Looking at it, right? There are some relationships here that you need to have a look at again. And in a sense, I'm noticing that there's these social pressures around you to keep contact, to keep a relationship with certain people. And it's getting a bit confusing for you. I think because you came from such a colder time where you felt more isolated, that you really feel like, you know what? If they're reaching out to me, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So you just putting yourself out there just for the sake of connecting. But you have to actually be more discerning about the connections you make. Really, it is quality over quantity. If you're just getting a bunch of random social energy around you and you're taking it and connecting with it just because it's better than nothing, I would advise against that, right? Actually, it is time to start reconnecting and understanding which of your relationships need some distance right now. And you have to take that initiative into establishing that distance and bringing closer. So here's a bit of a balance, right? As everything gets confusing with the social energy, the cards are sort of saying know where to put distance, right there, and know when to put and close distance. So your relationships are kind of scattered right now. I'm talking about relationships of all kinds. Know which ones need distance and know which ones that you actually have to bring closer to you that because they're true to you and they support your energy and your values. So really, group 5, this is a time of creativity and that beautiful sun energy. And there's that element of surprise also. So stay tuned to those messages, absorb them, express them, ready yourself for this space. And part of getting ready for that is putting your relationships in the places that they need to be, not just taking it because it's there, right? They're just like plants. Some need watering less, some need more. So think about it that way. All right, that is it, group 5 for September. Enjoy the new spring energy coming in, very specifically. And I will see you around next month. Once again, everyone, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've gotten some insight and some general guidance on what energies and forces are in play for this month. It was lovely to have you here, sending you all my best energy. And if you ever need more clarity or some clarification for readings and even something a bit more personal for you, make sure you DM me on Instagram. But otherwise, I'm loving the spring. Let's get on with it. See ya. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're watching this from YouTube. Have a beautiful September.